Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Creative Context. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that in a little bit overcast and kind of rainy Medellin. That's it. That's the pod. I'm kidding. Today is going to be one that is going to be, again, this is for Kia from the past for Kia from the future. Couple interesting things. We're going to talk about what happens when your girlfriend finds a podcast. We're going to talk about the importance of patience. I feel like I'm not in focus. We're also going to talk about update with business things and writing things. So, yeah, I got a lot that I want to share. I've been doing these like every 2 weeks now rather than once a week just because I feel like I'm learning a lot, but it's not like there's like, whoa, crazy, like huge updates. So I think it's kind of like bi-weekly cadence works. And the first things first, we're going to jump into it. The girlfriend found the pod. She put in her 2 week. I've been trying to get her to quit this job forever because it's just the environment isn't great. And so I finally got her to put in her 2 week notice. And so we're like, let's go celebrate. So I wanted to take her to a nice lunch. And so we get to this nice spot. And she's like, baby, I got something to ask you. She's like, so I found the podcast. I was like, uh-oh, and I'm in trouble. But it's cool. I think it's interesting having my life. It was interesting because she knows I'm not on social media. And I think a lot of times when I'm like, I'm not on social, people think I don't like to put shit out there, but it's completely opposite. I'm down to share. I'm an open book. You could ask me anything. You're like, Key, you seem super chill. Like, what's your credit card number? I don't mind sharing. I'm happy to share. I don't like to spend time on social because I feel like it sucks me in because my For You, there's no way to not have a For You. I don't follow anybody on Instagrams and it'll be like, here's some big titties. Or it'll be like, here's some really cute dogs. Here are fights, like knockouts. And I just know there's way too much money with scientists that have way too much time and resources that can hack my brainstem better than I have the willpower self-control too. So I just don't really do it that much. But she was like, so why are you sharing all this out there? And I realized that I like to, I talked to you about this before, but it's kind of like it's like therapy in a way for me to sort of like just get things out there into the world, even if it's my like deepest kind of darkest secrets. And I like this idea of being an open book. I know that some people would push back and say, you're supposed to keep a part of you for you, which I totally get, and I feel that. But I don't know. I also like this idea of not having to hide anything. That it's not like I'm a different person when I'm off camera than when I'm on camera. I don't want anything to come back out of like. So I don't want anybody to have leverage over me in any way where they're like, oh, but you did this thing. It's interesting. Me and Shorty were just finishing up the season 2 of True Detective, and there's a character in it he's closeted gay guy, but he's like this amazing warrior cop, like ex-military dude, and he goes through all this rigmarole of trying to like hide from not letting people know that he's gay. And it was just, we were talking about it last night. Like, it's interesting how the lengths some people have to go to kind of hide who they really are. And so I just wanted to be like, here's Kia, this is what it is. What you see is what you get. This is my darkest secrets. I have these things with addiction. I've gone through this before. I've said this. I've done that. Not hiding from any of it. Have been wrong 95% of the time. And I'm always down to change my beliefs, change my tune on things, change my mind. Life is a continual process of learning and figuring things out. And I think it's the people that are very definitive that they have a certain way that like this is the way the world works, and this is like beliefs are what's concrete. This is what's correct. This is what's not. This is truth. And those people probably scare me the most because to me it's like the real key is engaging. How do you? Because all of life is how do you hold kind of two different beliefs at the same time together. And also those people there's no wiggle room. You can't have a conversation, but it's just going to be one-way street because they know everything already. So that being said, there's things I feel very strongly about, but also I'm always down to be proven wrong, even if it hurts. So anyways, hi, Lena. So it's cool to have my life out there for my girlfriend and curious how that'll go moving forward, like learning what she's okay with me sharing, what's not, because obviously I'm down to just kind of share everything. So kind of, I'm sure that'll be a conversation about finding what that line is, her being open to what I'm able to share with you or not. So that'll be interesting, navigating that. Number 2, wanted to talk about one thing that did happen with us, we had this conversation that you know what, I'm going to talk to her about it first, and then I'll see if I'm down to if she'll let me share with you. It's something that I want to talk to you about, but it is personal, so I'll play that one close to the chest vest for now. Moving on. Physical things. I am really struggling. It's interesting right now. I have this little journal where I'll keep basically a daily journal to see like what's going on, what I did that day, a couple photos, and then it'll kick back up like what were you doing a year ago, what you were doing 2 years ago, 3, 4, 5, however many years you put into this thing. And I've got 2 years at this point. Right now, every day I can see what I was doing 2 years ago. And it's pretty cool. But it's also really interesting to see the things that were major issues, like things you struggled with back in the day that are just like not like completely relevant anymore, to kind of see progress you've made or some of those like cycles that you stay in. But one of the things, 2 years ago to the day, I was in India and I was really struggling with my knee. I'd been kicked in Muay Thai. I'd fucked up this like weird tendon on kind of the side of my knee, in both my knees. And so I was rehabbing them. And it's interesting, right now I'm rehabbing my shoulder because I fucked my shoulder up. I have a shoulder impingement, and sometimes you got to pay the piper. Like, as someone who's had shoulder impingement injuries in the past, like I always know, I'm like, man, I should probably be doing more external rotations, but I keep doing dips and benching and everything, and then it ends up catching up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta go back to these little external, like sissy exercises I hate doing, but that's what you need to do for a healthy shoulder, and it's just really frustrating. It's like, I'm in pain all the time. Anytime I'm pushing like a door open or putting my arm overhead or whatever, like I'm in pain. I can't do any like overhead pulling exercises. And it's just such a, like, physical therapy is such a mental fuck. Like, it's mental warfare of like taking it day by day, understanding that time heals all, and still being able, and still learning how to breathe through the frustration when it feels like it's never going to come. But it's cool now having two knees that are still terrible, but like much better that compared to 2 years ago when both my knees were terrible. So it's nice to have, because that's probably a big thing in my life. It sounds weird, but like those sorts of things really eat at me when I'm not able to do the things physically that I want to do. Because I'm just, as I tell my parents, you got to tame the crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I like to wake up and get after it. And as a guy who's like likes being in that sort of like fifth gear, it's hard to. It sounds weird, but like it's hard for me not to train. Like, I need. It just like, it's a way just that I start my day. It can be really frustrating, like being in this kind of pain and not being able to do the things I like to do. So it's a good reminder to stay active. I also think one of my aunts right now, my Cuban auntie, is in the hospital right now, and she's been like bedridden for like a month. And how, when you really can't move, how your quality of life dips so fast. And so it's like a good note to self to be like, dude, like, stay healthy. Yes, I have these fitness goals I want to achieve, but like the real key is like, how do you not hurt and stay able to move? Movement is really the key. So anyways, this little update, physical stuff. I'm done cutting. So now I'm back to, we're just going to try to get like some maintenance. I'm not really going to like be bulking super hard because I can't really hit the gym that hard. It's just like simple little things, kind of maintaining and hitting this therapy 3 times a week. So nothing super crazy there. I'm checking because I want to make sure that I'm hitting all my talking points. Physical stuff, cool. Right now, I've talked about this a little bit last time. I'm like balls deep in this new business model of Kindle Direct Publishing, where I'm basically trying to like build my own little self-publishing empire. And so I've been working on these nonfiction books, which is great. I have a couple that I'm like really excited about. But I also realize that I think nonfiction, from my research, it looks like nonfiction sells well. But if you can nail it with fiction, you can like crush it. Like Brandon Sanderson still has like the highest Kickstarter. It was like 41 million or something. But the thing about nonfiction that's nice is it's like very clear. It's like, here's your pain point. Here's how I'm going to solve it. Boom. It's like 1-to-1. Where I think, and I know how to market those better. I already have ideas. I know what that looks like. Marketing fiction, I don't really know what to do. I'm out of my depth. And so I've been thinking a lot about it, though, like how, it'll be interesting learning book marketing as I'm becoming an author, and then also hiring out these books to other writers too. And so there's a series right now with this Bulgarian writer who I had a conversation with this morning, and he has this kind of world he's built. I'm negotiating to try to buy the IP from his series, probably into some sort of royalty split, so I'm excited about that. And then I've also been diving into my own fiction, like not just my literary typical Kia fiction, but like genre fiction. And so I've been getting in this like vigilante justice thriller, detective thriller, because I love that stuff. Oh my God, it's so hard. Like, I've got the different ideas and the plot, and I'm like soldiering through this book, and it started out third person, and I was like, this is trash. I switched to first person. It was okay. I was trying to keep it to less than 100 pages to get just like a little, I was going to call it microfiction. And oh my God, like it is so tough. It's so different compared to the normal stuff that I'm writing. I feel super out of my depth. I'm just like very much floundering, and it's such it takes all of my discipline to like stay in it and keep like chugging away at it rather than just like trashing it and just like leaving, which I still kind of am doing, I'm going to be honest. So the genre fiction stuff, I love the idea of getting better at that. But right now I realize I've got these couple different kind of book ideas in the works. And so I'm like, you know, there's this like Hormozyism that I love. Alex Hormozy, one of my favorite like online entrepreneurs, is like, you can push, like if you invest a little bit into like a bunch of things, they only go like up one or two a little bit of time. Whereas if you dump all 12 of like your energy into one, you can like you can just go so much faster. So I've been trying, even though I have these other books I'm really excited about, the ones that I'm closer to finishing and actually getting across the, you know, out there into the world, are the ones I'm really trying to double down on, even if I'm not super thrilled about them. So I've got a couple books in the works, more on that soon, but it's, yeah, I don't know. It's something I'm trying to figure out what the sort of pattern is for me between doing things that are lucrative, creating books that are lucrative, and then creating books for Kia and like the creative outlet. Try to figure out kind of what that balance looks like for your boy. So that's cool. Yeah, business stuff. I'm moving apartments tomorrow. Things are going well with the lady. We had an amazing day yesterday. Like, it's just been, I realized I maybe because the relationship's so new, but I just don't need a lot to do. Like, I just like to like go out to eat, maybe have a little bit of adventure, start to the plates. And you know, like I don't really watch anything when I'm alone, so it's cool to have like this series that we could watch together. We tried to play this board game called Jaipur, but we couldn't figure out the directions. We were like, well, how do you play this? So I'm going to try to brush up on that, and then maybe we can play it next time. A couple of things I need your help with. Recommendations. Number one, any board games that are good for two player board games that you like, let me know. Even if you like Jaipur, let me know. I know I've heard a lot of good things about it. Number two, any books, relationship books, because I really want to read something with her. We've had, because of this argument, this friction we had a couple weeks ago, I really want to get better at that. I feel like I don't have a lot of tools. And so I talked to her about getting a couples counselor, a couples therapist, just because like anything in life, I want to, if I'm going to start it, if I want to learn it, I want to get a coach to help me kind of shortcut that learning process. So talked to her about it. We're going to get a couples counselor, and I'm looking forward to just getting better at being in relationship. But so far so good. Some other things, like I said, I want to talk to you about, but I'm going to talk to her first, see if I can talk about them, and then I'll share them with you maybe in a couple weeks. So anyways, nothing too crazy. I'm a lot I've got to do, so I'm going to get back to it, but just want to give you a little update, future Kia, a little update. Super Bowl's today, so go Eagles, go Birds. It's been a while since I've been in Philly, but I still rep them. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing what I'm able to report back in 2 weeks. And again, if you have any recommendations, games, books, let me know. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.